I actually want to get into the place that the central server room because that's where I'm looking for central server room because that's where the
Yes.
video cam hard drives would be.
Yes, you can
So
do
I want
that.
that.
You want to look at the hard drives?
Yes. Well, that's what I was wanting to do. Does anyone else want to do? Does anyone else want to change from the plan to get that?
I'd say we stick together as much as we can. It looks like there's a lot of guards around here.
Well,
Yeah, I
yes, but
think that's a good
do
plan.
you want to go speak to Mr. Anderson, or do we want to get the hard drives and get the hell out of here?
Well, maybe we
I think
figure out what
might be too long.
Trissie's whereabouts are too.
Well, if we can get a hold of the wiped video footage, we might be able to find out.
Provided it's there.
Yes. Otherwise, we'd have to confront your friend and pretend and persuade him to be cooperative. By the way, I've just realized we've still got Diana on our ship, don't we?
Yes, we
Did
do.
did we turn her loose here? We've got to interrogate her at some point.
Yeah, you probably do need to talk to Diana at some point. I think she's still unconscious or something.
Yeah.
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 Still got her locked in a room somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll try to take care of that before the end of
I
this.
just I just remember that we had that. It's like great, we've got someone else to talk to. Yeah. But yeah. So if the video footage isn't there, then we'll probably have to talk to your friend Mr. Anderson. Sick.
Right. Well, I guess your option sounds a little more safer. Maybe we can get some more information to help us out anyway.
Okay. Well, server room it is then.
Okay.
Do I have control over the entire network of video cameras, or do I have to keep rolling
You
to
do.
hack?
You do.
Awesome.
You do.
In which case, I make sure that they don't notice us as we head down the hallway and try to watch out for any guards that might be there.
You will make your way over to where all of the hard drives are. Relatively easy. And what do you guys do when you're there? Are you just trying to grab all the information from it, download whatever interesting information?
I'm looking for specifically the ones that I'm searching for the wiped footage.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
You will find the wiped footage. You will see that the Bravo squad had somehow managed to infiltrate into this building, rescued Trissy. You see that they are carrying her away. She still looks unconscious. She still looks out.
Yeah.
And you see that. Well, the people that you see in the building specifically, I don't think you see any sign of Aya, but you do see Darren and Crystal Chen, I believe, inside the building, rescuing Trissy. Lun appears to be walking out from the boss's office. He actually is leaving the boss's office.
Shall we take the van and get out of here? I think we can safely say that Trissy is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
sounds
get
like a
out
good
of here.
idea.
So we make our way back, get into the clunker, and leave.
Okay. While you guys are out of the clunker, the Pi will tell you that he found some extra information on the hard drives that you might be interested in seeing.
Absolutely. Let's have a look.
There is a recording of a meeting that apparently was happening between Dane Anderson and some other individual that you don't recognize the voice of. It sounds Quarian, though. And they seem to be making some sort of a deal in this meeting. And the deal is that Dane apparently has been looking for the ship for a long time. And he basically explains to the Quarian that he was hoping that he'd be able to use Trissy as leverage to try to seek out Sync to find out where his stupid ship is. He was shocked because he thought that Trissy had died. I'm pretty sure Dane would have known that Trissy died.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was trying to get answers from her. She claimed not knowing anything, which only made him more upset. And I guess he would keep a journal of some sort,
And I'm
some sort of electronic journal of some sort. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I'm
Sink.
sure whenever Sync like converted Beatrice's brain or whatever, I'm sure there was some data left on the machine to let him know that what had happened or something too. Like, to
Yeah. So it looks like in his journal he is questioning whether or not Sink had succeeded in bringing his wife back. And he believes that is what happened, that this Trissy is the wife that he successfully was able to bring back to life somehow, maybe gave her some sort of a synthetic body of some sort. He's not really sure. Her body certainly looks like it's convincing enough to be organic. And he was hoping to use Trissy to get to Sink to find out where his ship is. That's why he kidnapped her. Unfortunately, it hadn't seemed to be working, so he started talking to this Quarian guy, whoever he is, trying to cut a deal with him, saying, I need you to use your resources to find this man. I need you to find Alabon Finston. And in return, he said he was willing to give him the prototype, but he doesn't specify what the prototype is. And unfortunately, there's no record written that has any further explanation of what the prototype is. But what there is, though, go ahead.
I was going to say, I bet Lun has the prototype.
Yeah. What you do, however, sees that there is a bulletin that was released almost immediately after Bravo Squad arrived, saying that there is a bounty on the person's head, basically, because for it doesn't really give an explanation as to why.
Industrial espionage.
Yes. So, yeah. The other thing that's really interesting is that when Pi digs deeper into Dane's journals, you notice that Dane, at least back in the day, years back, had a personal interest in Trissy himself as well. Pi didn't really get much into it when he realizes what was happening, so he didn't really take that much information off of it, but it was a little uncomfortable.
Ugh.
Some of the entries that Dane was writing about Trissy. Yes.
Let's not share those ones.
Probably should not.
No.
Damn.
Well,
Are you guys going to do anything or say anything as you guys are returning back from the factory before you get to the ship? If not, I can move on to the ship.
I think the main thing is to get back to the ship and maybe just double check with that it's still there and no one's tried to access it.
Yes, you guys managed to get back to the ship. The ship seems to be in working order. It seems to be fine, and Trissy basically, you find her look up as you guys enter in the hatch. She looked like she was like pacing back and forth, and she looks very excited to see the group of you arrive. She says, "So, what happened? Did you find her?"
Yes and no.
I think your friends from Purple rescued her thinking she was you.
Well, doesn't that just take the cake? She says. That's actually kind of funny. She starts to chuckle a little bit.
It is kind of funny.
It is.
Do you have any idea where they went from there?
No, but I'm hopeful it's nowhere in this galaxy because there's a bounty on Lun's head. I show her an image of the wanted poster. I think I'll have taken one of the wanted posters if I can. I'll give her the wanted poster. You might want to give this to Lun if you see him again.
Wow, what in the world did he do? Sweet Loon? Bounty on his head?
He stole a prototype from Sync's old research partner, and we don't know what it is. We just thought we'd better get out before we were discovered, and, well, Lun's got it anyway.
Stole something? That doesn't sound like Lun at all. Why would he do that?
Well, maybe it was a good thing because my old friend Dane, he's sounds like he's hunting for me, and he's willing to do whatever he can to get a hold of me. And
I
this
want
shit.
to know who that Quarian is. I hope it wasn't me. Didn't sound like me, did it? But that's not what I sound like, right?
No.
No, I
No, it
don't-
didn't sound like you.
Good.
All right. Well, it's good that you guys are back. I guess my group's gonna find out soon enough if they haven't already figured it out, which means they probably are gonna try to find us too. Well,
That's a good thing, right?
here's an idea. Rain has been talking about having this coup strike against the elusive man in yellow. And I think, if I remember correctly, it's supposed to happen in just a few days. It could very well possibly be that maybe we might be able to meet them there in yellow.
I think we're going to have to.
Because right now, there's no way in knowing where they are at this moment.
Well, weren't they going? I thought they were going back to the vault. You have a vault, right? I'm not just misremembering things. I distinctly remember a vault.
We were talking about it. There was talk over whether or not we should physically go back to the vault, or if we should just drop supplies, or if we should actually move people from the vault to yellow or red or wherever. There was a lot of discussion of what we were going to do. But yes, our purple things at the Purple Galaxy was a priority. I just don't know what their plans are beyond that.
Well, if push comes to shove and we do go to yellow and can't find him, we can at least maybe look for Octavius. He'd be a useful asset.
That's right,
Wow.
Octavius.
Rain also asked me to make something. Still not sure it's a good idea.
Something? Care to elaborate?
Blue Box AI. She wants to reboot an AI. I've never heard of rebooting an AI. It could go horribly wrong.
Well, there's that.
Hmm. Yeah, and I guess from what we've just found out, doesn't look like Dane Anderson got any further on official intelligence, so we're back at square one. Still think we need to talk to some Reapers in green. I want to know why we didn't know about, or why they didn't tell anyone about the reality collider.
That is a good question.
Unless they thought it was gone, didn't exist, was broken, but I'm curious to find out what they would do if they had it again. It could, kill everybody, but, well, so could everything else. And that's a downer on the conversation. Well done, Elias.
When the conversation starts to die down, Trissy is going to leave and go back to her room. What's happening now?
Sync a word.
You probably should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should take care of Diana at some point. Really.
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
I also
So-
want to have a quick chat to Sync, so
Go ahead.
Sync a word.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhere where the others aren't, so either my room or his, whichever's closer, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in the my room, then I'll play with the octopus while, because I've got an octopus. I'll play with Pepin while I can.
Yes.
Because I've been neglecting him. He can have some fish from Omega. I gave Beatrice some lyrium to analyze because
what was that
she
again?
wanted it to be useful. She thinks there's a way to merge an official intelligence consciousness with an organic consciousness using delirium.
What would that entail, though?
Um, Basically a lot of electronics, and I think I haven't gone through all the science yet. I'll actually hand him a copy of the science on a chip. It looks like it's slightly cybernetic, so the chip actually would be fusing with the central nervous system, for want of a better word. Um, the upshot of that is, though, that unless the two people are quite highly similar, it runs a high risk of failure.
Similar DNA code, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but what happens to the organic person?
Assuming they survive, they have two sets of memories.
Oh,
Now, the other sticky part of this situation is Trissy was in the room when Beatrice announced that.
you don't say.
I do say, and she wanted you to know.
Well, thank you for telling me that. I thought getting her back would be so much easier, but I don't. That really doesn't sound like the best idea. Merging two people together like that.
Personally, I agree with you. Trissy seems to be seriously considering it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should we do something so she doesn't try it? You think?
I think that's her decision.
I was talking to Giuseppe earlier, and
Yes, we noticed you were talking to Giuseppe earlier.
yeah, she was kind of talking to me about letting the purple Beatrice know the real me and things like that. But
Wait, you haven't let her know what real you?
as far as my mechanical side, sometimes taking over everything.
Oh. Oh! You mean the way she just dropped that doctor thing on Trissy?
No, not quite. I'm talking about back on Tachanka.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just wondering if
Oh, you're
I
talking
kind of want
about
to check out the med bay now. What did she give? Hang on a second. This is highly unethical. Maybe we can do this without sound. I'm gonna pull up the video feed from the med bay with the sound off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can replay it. Oh yes.
I'm replaying that without the sound. I went, I think Giuseppe did that one for you.
So that's what this was about earlier.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say yes. Maybe you should talk to Trissy, but I get the feeling she might already know.
Well, thanks.
And look, if you want to talk her out of it, sure, go right ahead. But if you're talking about turning Beatrice off,
This is where I was getting to. Back on what I was telling Giuseppe earlier, back on Tachanka, whenever I was shot and on the rim of death, I guess, I had some kind of vision of the Beatrice that I knew. And I guess at the time I didn't understand, but the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think it was really just the two of us telling each other goodbye and that everything was okay. And I think I'm coming to terms with that, honestly.
she's still alive.
But is it a life worth living? I can't tell you
I
how
think
many times as a doctor.
I think that's her decision. It's still hers. And she is capable of making a rational choice and an informed choice on that.
But still, the official intelligence doesn't have any emotion, doesn't have any choice.
Doesn't have a desire.
It doesn't have a desire either.
No, it doesn't. But it's still capable of deciding whether it wishes to continue existing or not, even if
Is
it
that
can't
what-
turn itself off.
Is that something Pi told you?
Yes.
I just don't know how to go about getting the Beatrice I know to make a decision.
You could ask.
Yeah. I guess I'll start there once we get everything situated and figure out where we're going to next.
Well, I believe Akara has a job at another
It
Mies concert.
was in this universe, correct?
Yes, it was. No, it's back in red. It's very
Back in
universe.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, we have a friend on the ship we really should be talking to.
You have a point there.
Should we just let Sesepia loose on her and back the hell away? Because, frankly, yeah.
Sounds
What
good
could
to me.
possibly go wrong with that?
Well, I guess should we let the others know then?
Well, about the fact that we
Talking
need
to
to deal with
Diana.
Diana. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. I think the other thing is not necessarily something that should be shared.
Thanks for. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah.
After you.
Thanks. All right, and I'll go back to the common area or wherever everyone else is, and tell them about the whole Diana situation.
I will be back. I will be out later after I finish having fun with the octopus. Get your mind out of the gutter, Eric. Sesepia, Diana, room.
If Sesepia is ready, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Sesepia, you are going to be brought to where you guys have kept Diana. I'm assuming she's down in the lower bay area, and she's bound, tied. She's starting to come to, I guess, after you knocked her out. And she looks around the room. She looks up, and she tries to maintain as stoic of a face as possible.
By the way, just are we still sticking to the plan of she can just walk out? She can just leave the ship.
Oh, like yeah, dumping her in another universe where she has nothing.
On Omega.
Yeah, because she doesn't know where she is right now.
She doesn't know she's in another universe.
Yeah.
Which is really mean, but oh.
Yeah.
Well, she could go back to red.
Nope, she can't.
Who's in the room with Diana? Just Sesepia or other people?
Just Sesepia and possibly a
I'll-
headpiece.
I'll be
Yeah, maybe Akara.
Yeah, I'll be standing
Okay.
inside the door, just looking menacing.
I think Sink and I will be hiding in the somewhere with
Okay.
video footage and a comlink.
Okay.
Oh,
Eric,
I'm also sending Anar the update on where his Trissy is.
Okay, good to know. Good to do that. So that means that gives Anar a reason to try to track down Bravo Squad,
Yes,
which makes sense for him.
And I'll give him the choice of either, because we're about to jump to red, because we
Right.
have to go. But otherwise, he can either come with us, or if he wants to stay and find Bravo, then that's fine. But that's where Trissy is, and she should be safe.
For the time being, I think he's going to stay in blue, just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense in character. I just wanted to make sure that we were giving
Yeah.
him that option.
Okay. Sesepia, it's your show. It's the Sesepia corner. Go ahead.
Not putting you on the spot at all, Eric. Sorry.
Okay. No. We've got a couple questions I'd like to ask you. You seem to be doing a lot of work back in the Citadel.
She doesn't respond. She just remains poker faced as much as possible.
Oh, Hark, while this is happening, I'm going to mine her computer, since we've got that, to see if I can dig up any lovely incriminating information to feed to Sesepia.
Okay.
I would expect. I would expect it would be in your best interest to start talking.
I rolled a 42
Isn't
for hacking.
we're nowhere near where you think we are. We're not even in the same universe right now. You won't be able to lawyer up that kind of basic police procedures here. I think the more that you cooperate with us, the more you'll be able to come out of this alive.
Are you threatening me, officer?
Not me, no, but my buddy by the doorways still has a bounty on your head. However that gets resolved, that's all up to her.
I thought you were dead.
The me in your universe is. I'm very much alive in this one.
The you in this universe. Right.
There's a lot of First off, why did you fabricate the information that you had about Trissy?
Roll an intimidation.
Intimidation.
She's not gonna just spill out this information.
Do I have any hints on her computer while Eric's doing that?
She's a collector. She's a collector of various artifacts, objects, tech. You find out that she actually owns. Is very wealthy. She owns. Think the guy in. I'm sorry, Donovan. Yeah. Think that guy. So she loves stuff, and however, more so than actual physical objects, she is also of the mindset that the best thing you can collect is information, which is why she's dedicated her entire life trying to collect data and information and using said data information for her own benefit, either not necessarily for herself, but for whatever clients may come to her. Sort of like
She's an information broker.
Information broker, yes, light. Information broker light. The shadow broker light, basically.
Yeah.
Which means that she started out being a big obsessive fan of the shadow broker, which ultimately led her to want to become the shadow broker. And so a lot of the things that she's been doing over the last several years is trying to gather whatever she needed to find out where the shadow broker is, who the shadow broker is, and then essentially try to become the shadow broker.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something that maybe a few people even think about attempting. She definitely has gone the farthest, as far as you can tell. She does a really good job of documenting her progress. So she's very big on, again, information is important.
So giant archives. Yeah.
Yes, giant spreadsheets. She's obsessed. She's obsessed with the shadow broker. So Sesepia was the one that she hired. Sorry, let me just fix what I said.
That makes sense.
Dig.
And then Sesepia being taken out.
Yes. And then Arcara took Sesepia out because Arcara, through Shais Lazim, was trying to protect
the shadow broker.
Okay.
Trying to protect
I'm
the
just
shadow
curious as to, has she actually come up to any concrete guesses as to who the shadow broker is and where they are?
No. I mean, you can tell that she knows that she's getting closer, but I wouldn't call it close. But closer.
I make a copy.
Closer than anyone else probably has of your knowledge.
I make a copy of all that info. Because why not? I collect info too.
There you go. So Eric, Sesepia tries to intimidate her. She doesn't seem to be receptive, and she says, You might as well, if you're going to kill me, you might as well do it now, because I'm not talking to you.
Let her know that the Shadow Broker would be very interested in the contents of her laptop.
Yeah, I'll
Fine.
do it.
We had a look in your laptop. Very some interesting things that I think the Shadow Broker would find most
You
interesting.
have no... Immediately she says, you have no right to go through my laptop.
Well, you're about as dead of a woman as you can be at the moment, so I don't think that matters.
She suddenly, you seem to have hit a nerve. And she starts to, like, really desperate. She says, my entire life's work is on that laptop.
Are you in the mood to talking now?
I'm gonna send a message to our Sisepia saying that if she needs truth serum, I can concoct some in the med bay.
Oh, you wicked, wicked man.
Sodium pentothal is all it takes.
We'll use that as a last resort. Hopefully we're making some headway now, though.
What do you want from me?
You've got information?
We've got all the information.
Yes.
I think we've got all her information.
Out of character, what are we looking for out of, or what are we trying to get out of her?
Why? Is
Or
it
what-
why? I think
Why is she doing this?
Well, I think you just found out why. I don't know
That's
if you want to know
true.
anything further than that. You found out why. I don't know if there's anything else you want from her other than that.
Was there anything else that we wanted from?
Why was she
from her?
so interested in Beatrice and all that stuff, like getting an R?
Yes, that's it.
And-
Why she was after Beatrice? Why is she after Trissy?
Tell us, why go after Trissy? It seems like you... it seems like you could have just probably hired any old mercenary. Instead, you seem to specifically target Trissy to try to get Anar to go after another Shadow Broker agent. Why go through all that trouble?
You're talking about the red-headed girl. She says, I have no interest in the red-headed girl. I just took a situation and I just took advantage of an existing situation. There was an open door and I walked through. If you're asking me if I had anything to do with her kidnapping, the answer is no, I didn't. But that's what happens when you have information. You find these opportunities and you place yourself in the right place and at the right time. I knew she was taken. I figured somebody would go looking for her. And I figured, and that someone ended up being your friend, Anar.
Anything else that we guys need? I mean, yeah, I'll say that. Like, is there anything else that we need from out of her?
How much information does she have on us?
I don't think that she necessarily has that much information beyond what was televised on
Right.
green. Well, no, but I mean the television, the televised stuff is on green.
Is in red.
It's on
Well,
green.
she-
It's not in red. Yeah, so I don't think she knows that much about you guys personally.
Okay, so she doesn't know her. No, she was buying Elias tickets, Anna. She was buying tickets to Elias's concert.
All right.
Did you have any reason to want to go to Dakuna in particular? Any certain reason?
She says, "I like Elias's music. What's wrong with that?"
Given your
terrible.
background, it's. I see you as the kind of person that would do things more and that there's a reason to it. I think there's a reason why you wanted to be there beyond his taste in music.
And what do you think that reason would be?
If I had to make a guess, maybe it has something to do with the Shadow Broker. I'm guessing you were getting pretty close to him. Maybe.
No. Me going to Dakuna to see Elias's concert has nothing to do with the Shadow Broker.
Look, there's an open door on the ship. She can just walk straight out of it. The question is, do we want to give her back her laptop
No.
or her files?
Not really.
Roll a perception, or I guess what the investigation. Roll an investigation, Sisepia.
24.
You don't think she's lying when she says that her going to Dakuna has nothing to do with the Shadow Broker. You don't think she's lying when she says that. However, you do believe that there is another reason she's going there besides just seeing his concert.
Look, the more you're upfront with telling us what's going on, the more likely you'd be able to get your laptop back. Otherwise, I can't.
Fine.
I can't.
Do I have your word that you will be able to give back my laptop in the same condition that you found it and let me go if I tell you?
I have a copy of all her information.
Yeah, she doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just telling that to Sepia. So. It's also for completely the wrong universe.
Right. Sure. I think we could probably make some sort of arrangement for you.
Like I said, I'm gathering information. If you must know, a client of mine was asking for the details concerning the production of a new drug that is being used heavily around Elias's concerts lately.
I searched for that on her files because I'm curious now too.
You remember this being a thing in the last session. There's like a health organization of some sort, like a health, some sort of health organization. I don't have a name for you right this moment. But basically, the health organization is asking her to find out how this drug is made, where it came from, because they believe that the people it's a black market drug. They believe that the black market drug may have some ill side effects that they are not properly, that the people who are taking it are not properly informed about.
Right. So it's just a party drug?
Yes.
Nothing special? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Just a party drug. As far as you can tell, it's just a party drug. That's it.
That sounds interesting. Bit boring, but interesting.
But apparently it's a drug that if you take it, it makes the experiences of going into concerts a lot more pleasant, which is weird because...
No, it's not. He's not that good.
No. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of drugs that are supposed to make you, are happy drugs. They're supposed to induce,
Well, I was going to say Alex, right?
A euphoric situation.
For whatever reason, it's specifically for when you're listening to music, for some reason.
So is this like Hallex? Because I remember that being a thing in 2 with Samara's daughter.
The drug is said to give you the ability to visually see music. You can see
it's basically doing synesthesia?
I think so. I think that might be the term for it.
Yeah, because synesthesia is seeing sounds as colors kind of thing.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. That's what the drug does. And it's new. So the health department or whatever is concerned about it, and that's why they hired her to look it up. Because they want to know.
Fair enough.
You can tell that her clientele is not always of the shady type.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she has clients from all, around the gamut. Both shady people and completely, upstanding, what you would consider upstanding organizations for one reason or another. But anyway, that's what she says to you.
Seems legit.
All right. Thank you for divulging us in the information you're giving us. I'll wait right here then. I'm gonna take a car right outside the room, shut it. Right.
Okay.
She's your hit. What do you want to do with her?
Well, as long as she doesn't come back to red, I don't really care. I've gotten my money.
Did you want the laptop?
Well,
and do you want it intact? I could probably put a virus on it to delete her files after 30 minutes.
Oh,
Oh.
brutal.
I do
I mean,
kind of like
it
the sound
doesn't
of that,
actually
though.
matter, but I could.
Well, all the information,
It's not like
well, most
it's
of
gonna
it
be
is-
useless in this universe.
Pretty much. So it's
Yeah.
just a case of going, best she can do is spread misinformation.
So what? Are we just gonna? We're just dropping her in Omega. It looks like. Yeah, I guess.
Might as well.
See how she... Alright, I'm down. I'm okay with that.
Is there any tracking software of camera or stuff on her computer that's like actively monitoring its surroundings?
I don't think so, but I mean, the computer definitely has a tracking device on it in case it gets lost. This is probably her most valuable thing. So
Oh,
it
yeah,
probably
yeah.
has-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a tracking device on the thing. Yes.
That's okay, as long as it's just a GPS thing, I don't really mind. It's like, it
Okay.
was somewhere else on the ship. Yes, it was. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Do you want me to put something horrible on it, or shall we just leave it?
Again, that's all up to you guys. I'm perfectly fine with whatever happens to her.
I kind of like the insidious idea of it, but I'll leave that up to you.
Fine, she can have it back unharmed.
Okay. So again, I guess we're just leaving her. We're letting her go on Omega with her laptop.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
just making sure I am not there so she never sees me. There
Yeah.
is no trace of Quarian on this ship.
She will, if you unbound her, and you hand her the laptop, she will snatch it away, and she will, I guess, look behind her shoulder as she's leaving, just to make sure you guys don't do anything funny, and
I'll just
Oh,
wave
no.
at her. Bye-bye.
she will leave. And it's one of those things where she's surprised and shocked that you just let her walk off the ship. Like, what are they planning? Something's gonna happen. Like she can't.
Nope.
But she seems very paranoid, and it seems to be driving her crazy that you guys aren't doing anything. So this poor woman.
You don't
The
have
poor
to, there's no portals on Omega.
Nope.
So okay, so you leave her and then you fly away.
Yep,
I'm
that's
Yeah.
goodbye.
All right.
I guess that's gonna be the end of the session then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
place
the end of
to
the session. A good place to end it, I think.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You will probably find me working on something. You're not sure what I'm doing, but I'm working on something technical. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're probably in your room, right?
At this point, most likely.
Okay. Alright, so I'm knocking at your door.
Come in.
Open up. Hey, Elias.
Hey, Giuseppe, what can I do for you?
Yes, I'm gonna be making a stop over to Citadel to basically talk to my boss. Basically, turn in some of the case stuff about Simon and probably, hopefully, wrap up the stuff that's been happening in the Citadel as well before we got sent away. And it's most likely what's going to happen is going to have to explain what I've been doing these past couple days, weeks. I know you gave me some data kind of explaining the scientific stuff that we've been doing. If there's anything else that you can be able to share with me just to help me able to talk to him, explain what we were doing, just so it doesn't make me look like a lunatic.
What, you want video footage from Tachanka or something?
Well, I
Do you
figure
want video footage from Tachanka or something?
it might help. Sure, I could go with that.
Okay. I basically go through a terminal display and pull out a whole lot of random video files for you. It's like, yes, this is a sepia on Tachanka talking to someone who doesn't exist in Blue Universe.
Awesome. Thank you, Elias. Just
Oh,
promise-
I also include some footage of Fuchsia at the X Games, the mass relay games, just for fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'd have a good laugh at that. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Just promise me you guys won't head off without me. after I jump off into the Citadel.
I
Lately,
don't think Carly would let us.
yeah, lately it seems like I can't kind of leave my room without getting either the like awkward silence or just avoiding, and then some are straight up just glares.
No comment, but yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think Trissy's very fond of you right now.
No, I don't think Meridia is either.
Meriti?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's angry at me as well, but whatever.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Alright, I'll keep my nose out of that one.
Alright. Thanks again. I'm gonna start making my way.
I was going to say, I'm currently working on 2 things while I've got some downtime.
Okay.
The first is a modular blue box shell for Edie, because I've been
Oh.
asked about that.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So first is that, and I'm also working on a VI backup of Pi's current knowledge database.
Okay.
Just
That's
FYI,
a
I'm
good
working
idea.
on those few
That's
things.
a good idea.
Mm.
Where is Sync at the moment?
He's in the cockpit right now, just kind of getting everything ready for whenever we decide where we're going.
Where is Arcara at the moment?
In a room, I guess. That or keeping Talia busy while her mom's away.
Oh, that's so sweet. She's like levitating some object. Let's say that she's levitating a spoon or something. And she's trying to get she's basically working on precision right now, trying to work on levitating the spoon so that it actually like gets thrown into a wastebasket. She's not doing a very good job, but she's very determined and she's trying really hard. Half the time, the spoon, ends up hitting the wall, and leaving a few marks, just a few marks on the wall. And she looks very discouraged. And starts getting very upset that she's just not getting it right.
Come on, you can do it. Deep breaths. Take it slow.
Okay, she says, Mommy makes it look so easy.
But you gotta remember, she's had many years to practice. You only just started.
I know, but I want to get good now, so that I can help Mommy fight the bad people.
You already are. You're helping her by learning.
She continues focusing, and continues to try to make the basket with the spoon. Meanwhile, Sync, you're in the cockpit, and you hear a knock behind you.
Okay, I'll turn around and see who it is.
You turn around, and it is Trissy. And she sort of has her, she kind of has her arms, not folded, but like holding on to the sides of her arms. And she came in and says, Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Tris. Pretty good. Just getting ready for our next jump. You doing okay?
Yeah, she says, I'm doing fine. I just sort of got into a fight with Sesepia, and I feel horrible about it.
Well, do you want to talk about it? What'd you guys fight about?
It's... I feel like I'm not at a place to say. I feel like you and her need to talk.
All right then. I guess I'll talk to her when she gets back.
I think you should. But the real reason I came, I kind of have a weird request to make, if that's okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
Do you happen to have photo albums or letters this is really personal, but do you have photo albums or letters or anything from Beatrice?
I'm gonna kind of look at her, stare at her for a little while, like trying to think of why she wants to look at this.
We actually, you might remember because we chatted about her offering to do that mind merge thingy with Beatrice.
Yeah, putting that put two together, and then I'll look at her and say, I do have stuff like that, but why you want to take a look at that?
Nothing private, she says, obviously. I just want to see her as a person, and not just some entity inside of a box.
Yeah.
I feel like, she's almost like a sister to me in a way, and I just didn't have anything. My mind is full of a lot of stuff right now, and I just figured that might give me a little bit of peace,
I see where you're coming from. Just promise me that these thoughts that you're having that are racing around your head, promise that you won't act on them without talking to someone first.
I promise, she says.
Okay. Well, I have a room with all of her old things. I can show you the way if you like.
Okay, so you will lead her down the hallway?
Yeah, I'll take her to the room with all of Blue Beatrice's things and open it up.
And remind me, it has pictures. It also has her wedding dress.
Yeah,
It also has
journals, pictures, a shelf with old chips that he'd put her on in the past. Does that make sense? Like stuff like that.
When you open the door, her eyes go wide at the sheer number of things that's in this room. And one of the first things, obviously, not too much of a surprise, that her eyes lands on is the wedding dress. And not because it's a wedding dress, it's just because girls like Trissy love dresses.
Right.
And she sees it immediately and she says, "Oh my God, is that what I think that is?
Yeah.
That is the most beautiful looking dress I have ever seen." Did she pick this out, I'm assuming? Well, I'm guessing she would have.
Yeah, she did. Turquoise was always her favorite color.
Yeah, it is. Though she seems to have a better eye for these kind of things than I do. She starts looking around the rest of the room and she sees all the pictures. How long were you guys together again?
Seems like so long ago, but we were together around 5 years.
She looks around all the pictures. You guys look great together. Did you ever decide to have a family?
Well, we tried to have kids, but testing showed that I was sterile and I couldn't give us the kids that we wanted.
She looks at you with great concern when you say that, and she frowns and says, "I'm so sorry. Have you ever thought of adopting?"
We did, but honestly, I just never got around to it. I was so focused on my work back then that I didn't have time for much else. Not even time for her.
You guys look like you would have made amazing parents. I can tell.
I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me see this. Do you mind if I stay here and continue taking a look around? Let me know if there's anything here you don't want me to touch or look at.
Well, like you said, the two of you are basically sisters, and I trust you, so I would like to think she trusts you too. Just remember, just don't act on anything. Just, if you need anything, just talk to me or anyone else on the ship.
Okay. Al,
I'll look back. Yeah.
go talk to Sepia.
Sure thing. And then I'll walk out the room.
She smiles as the door shuts, and she remains in the room.